Everyday chat and chart live during the New York session. Here, real traders share the raw truth, their mindset, technical analysis, and execution. This is where real traders show their skill set. Welcome to Tradin TV. This is your stage to shine.
Hello, hello. How is everyone doing?
Hello. How are you guys?
Doing great. We're here with Rishi, Astuce, Zamco. How are you guys? Astuce is not here yet. Rishi, how are you?
Yeah, it's Rishi.
Rishi, sorry. There you go.
Yeah,
Rishi,
that's me.
how are you?
How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. What about you, Zamco?
Chilling, yeah.
Chilling,
doing
hell
well.
yeah. Did you take advantage of the longs during Asia today?
No.
Yeah. No?
No,
Did you short?
Nope.
Okay.
no, I haven't
I'm in
taken it.
buys now. Like in pre-London, I got into buys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've withdrawn. So the £2,000 flip that went to £350,000, and I've
Okay.
withdrawn 250k.
Insane.
And now magically we require additional KYC, proof of funds. It's like, okay, now I need to provide all of this information to the broker.
Provide proof of £2,000 worth of funds.
Yeah, I mean, they want to see where my deposits come from, basically. So
That
yeah,
makes sense.
now I just have to wait, and it's going to be a long process going back and forth until they finally pay me.
God damn. Yeah, that's you know what's funny? Everyone always like mentions prop firms not wanting to pay traders out. People really believe that brokers are booking you. Like they are
No.
not. I'm telling you. IC
Yeah.
Markets. It was IC Markets, right?
Yeah.
They are now at a £300,000 loss with Zamco, so they would love to find a reason not to pay him out.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah, prop firms, brokers, they're all the same thing. They all work on a B book. So guess what? When you lose, they win. Congratulations! I have just opened your eyes. There you
Yeah,
go.
that's another thing a lot of people don't realize, that brokers are technically prop firms in essence.
Yep.
But I did notice that after my balance exceeded 300k, I feel like they moved me to A book because suddenly all my fills were very bad.
Mhm.
It's like, oh, okay, now it's like it's not B book conditions anymore.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I realized that quite quickly.
What about you, Rishi? Have you taken any trades today?
No, I haven't took any trade today.
No. Let me quickly share the screen.
Bro, the gold buys literally right now, just a minute before this session, like this stream, was good. Like 1 minute order block, perfect.
Let's see. Sharing my screen. Let's see if we can add that on stream. Because gold was looking amazing at the end of the last night. I was doing the market breakdown. Can we share the screen? Whoever is on the back end.
There we go.
Everything, like, I look at this, and this to me is like prime conditions to
Yeah.
just long. Right? I think no one. Well, I know a lot of people look at this and they're like, "Yeah, it's time to go down." No, it's not.
No.
It's time to continue moving up.
Yeah.
So I was actually very, very interested in longing, but I like to sleep. So overall, market moved lower. This is New York time, so this was 5 a.m. Market
Yeah.
moved lower. Really, like the easy trade would only be after this pullback, right? All this here, I know probably a lot of people longed here. They got taken out, and this was the easier part of the day, I would say. This part. So yeah, Zamco, I'm guessing you're in from around this level?
Yeah, there was a 1 minute order block there. I
Yeah.
just literally, I'm holding my buys on my personal from pre-London, but right now on my funding pips account, I entered on that 1 minute order block.
This
Looks-
extreme, or do you
Yeah,
mean?
the extreme one. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Because I'm noticing today, I keep seeing gold coming to like the extreme zones and then rejecting. I keep seeing that. all
Yeah.
of today I've been seeing that. So
Yeah.
I thought, let me just do that.
Yeah, even the 5-minute, even like here, barely came into it. But even here, like we came all the way down towards this last level, and then we moved higher. It doesn't break the structure. It doesn't break the the bullish structure. It has the pullback, but as soon as you see confirmation, whether you're trading the 15-minute or you're trading the lower time frame, you can clearly see that once we reverse, this is like easier trading for sure. So yeah, that is going to be interesting. I think we're going to have a pretty volatile day. I don't know if anyone has noticed, but Bitcoin going down a lot. The only trade that I took was a Bitcoin bet on Polymarket, funnily enough. Like it was all the way at, where was it? Here. It was at 86.6. And I just said that it's going to finish, today it's going to finish below 86,000. And now I've fully closed it once it tanked. I don't need to hold it to expiry. So yeah, that's kind of Bitcoin short, NQ retracing. But I do think that this is all just a prime long eventually, where we've moved higher. All of this in the morning is manipulation to then continue moving higher. If not, then we would tank, but I'm personally not really interested in anything similar to that. And then we have euro dollar showing the bullishness. I mentioned inside of my community that, look, we're at the inverted. Do I want to trade this? Not really, but if I had to, I would be bullish, right, towards these highs. Same thing on GU. Like GU was clearly bullish. Reaction, boom. So I'd expect the market to move higher. But yeah, does Rishi, do you want to do a quick breakdown of what you're looking for?
Yeah, I'll show my Nasdaq charges.
Yeah, let's go. I am unable to understand which time I should look for at trading. Every time frame shows a different direction. That's because you're going too little of a time frame. Like 99.999% of traders should stick to at least a 5-minute, just because it's going to give you the least amount of conflicting time frames. Right? The lower you go, the more disrespected your levels are going to be. The higher you go, the more respected your levels are going to be. So that's what I would say. Would you agree, Zamco? Like, I think that a lot of people's mistakes is just being on the 1 minute without having any sort of knowledge of the higher time frame.
Yeah,
And then
definitely.
they just get completely lost.
Exactly. A lot of people, obviously, the 1 minute time frame, you're going to see all sorts of direction, but your main focus is higher time frame and just correlating that with the lower time frame.
Yep.
So if you're bullish on the higher time frame, you're going to be bearish on the way down on the lower time frames until you get to your points of interest before the new push wants to come along, and that's where you start seeing your bullish structure forming on the lower time frame. But on the way down, as higher time frame retraces, you're going to be bearish on the lower time frame. So you're going to see all this conflicting stuff. But as long as you align it with your higher time frame, then you should be fine.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll just share my analysis on Nasdaq. So Nasdaq is quite bullish. You can able to see the market is continuously making high rise, and it is currently respecting this fair value gap. Just fine. So what I'll be expecting is, like, I'll just want the market to close above this high with a very good bullish candle. Then I'll be looking for buys during the retracement. Or if the market wants to go down, I'll wait for the candle closure below this low. Then again, after retracement, I'll just go for sells by targeting these liquidity levels. So this is my analysis on Nasdaq as of now. Currently, it is in a very good support level. So if the market closes above this 1 hour order block, I'll just be looking for buys during the retracement. I'm also expecting buys, but still, let's wait for the confirmation. So this is my analysis on Nasdaq.
Would you take any shorts?
No, I haven't took any trades. Like, I'm actually planning I'm actually going to travel like in few hours, so I was not in the chats today.
Yeah, yeah. I don't like. Do you ever trade London session in Nasdaq or
Yeah,
no?
no, I do trade.
You do? Okay.
Yeah, I do trade.
Yeah, because I don't like London session at all in Nasdaq.
Yeah, it's not my favorite.
Like for that, might as well go to DAX.
Yeah, exactly.
I see. How's DAX performing recently? Have you traded DAX recently, Zamco, or mainly just gold taking advantage of it?
Mainly just gold, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. There's no
Yeah.
reason for me to trade anything else.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of traders, they confuse the, because I used to do this too. I don't know if you had this too, Zamco. I think we've talked about this, where everyone gets so fixated on one specific chart or one specific pair,
Yeah.
and then they ignore the easier conditions in another pair, such as a Nasdaq that might be moving just bullish, or a gold that might just be moving bullish because he had very nice market structure shift on the daily, or a DAX when it's going up or it's going down, or FX when it's going clean. So I think I became a better trader once I started opening my mind into, okay, there's pairs that sometimes give us better opportunities for sure.
Yeah,
What's your analysis on gold, Rishi?
gold. I'm just expecting bullish.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can clearly see the market is making higher raise. Even
Yeah.
the market retraces back and then it tapped this order block and then again it is moving higher. So if a candle closure like above this high, we can expect a good move on the higher side.
Hell yeah. Zamko, do you want to do some analysis too?
Yeah, sure, I can do gold. And yeah,
Yeah,
I can do it. Right. So currently on gold, I'm in this position on my funding pips account. The reason for that was, again, I'm just following market structure. We had a very impulsive move from here, breaking this high over here. And we had a bit of consolidation right here, you can see. And we swept these lows, and then we started tapping into this order block. And then after we tapped this order block, we pushed up. And then we created this tiny 1 minute inefficiency right here. So once we tapped into that, took my buy, stop loss below the order block low. And now I'm just kind of anticipating price to continue bullish, because overall structure is clearly printing higher highs and higher lows overall. And we've just been consolidating here, and now we've just swept the lows and then impulsively moved up. So that to me signifies a potential liquidity grab. So now I'd expect price to potentially continue up to at least sweep the previous high over here. Now, in terms of targets, I personally am targeting like the 2480 region. And the reason for that is because if you go to the hourly time frame, you can see that that is the beginning of this big hourly inefficiency. Until then, this is all just like nonsense, just lots of consolidation, no inefficiencies over here. The next inefficiency is up here at the 4280 regions. So that's kind of what I would expect price to push up to. So that's kind of my bias on gold. I'm just holding these buys up until the 2480 region. Hopefully we can get there today. That would be very, very nice. Now, GBP USD is an interesting one. I don't trade GBP USD. I don't trade FX, but I don't know. I feel like because I have a personal account, I might want to swing trade this. And now I'm looking for sells on GBP USD, but all the way up here at the 1.33500 level. The reason for that is because if you look at market structure right here, you see this low. We had 1.3000 right there. We didn't come down to that. We came very close, but we missed it, and now we're pushing up. So a thing I've noticed with FX pairs is that psychological levels like whole numbers, half and quarter levels, they work very well. So now if we're retracing up and we haven't even tapped a big psychological level, and then also on the daily time frame, we have this daily inefficiency down here that we didn't tap into. Sure, we tapped this, but we didn't come into the 1.3 level. So that to me signifies potentially we're just going to continue up retrace up to then continue down to this daily inefficiency down here. Now, in terms of looking for sells, I am looking at this region up here. Now, the reason for this, if I go to the 30-minute time frame, this is a very clear example where you can see price impulsively move down. We started breaking these lows over here. But then when we retraced up, we didn't retrace into a premium area. We didn't retrace more than 50% over here. So we retraced and then continued straight down. So that to me signifies that we have a premium area up here that's not been tested. And then very coincidentally, that premium level also sits in a 1.33500 level. So like that's just another like half level of like a whole number. So it's like all these psychological levels are lining up and the structure's lining up. And overall, if you just look, we are pushing down, making a big impulsive move down, maybe potentially retrace up to then continue down further. So I'm expecting price to continue further down. Now, I would like for price to come up here in pre-London, and then we see a sell-off, but I would like to see a confirmation up here. But overall, I feel like this could be a good trade. Obviously, I could be wrong to just rip right through this, but if the confirmation is right, we could potentially see a big sell-off on GBP/USD. Now, I don't know what the fundamentals are. I'm just going based off technicals. I know this is very heavily fundamentally driven as well, but just technically, this is what I see working. And just previously looking at how order blocks have worked, like this order block right here, we tapped into that, we pushed down very impulsively. This order block right here, look at the order blocks. They all look the exact same. This one, and this one. All three look exactly the same, and price tapped into it. And you can see even on this one over here, as we pushed up into it, the level that we tapped into was 1.37250. So we had a psychological quarter level up here, and then over here as well we came into the 1.35250 level again. So it's a quarter level, that's the highest wick that we had, and the 35250. So over here now I would expect potentially 1.335000 to be tapped into to then continue further down. It's just all these psychological levels and order blocks and premium areas, they're all just lining up. So that to me seems like we could potentially see GBP/USD go down on a swing position. But yeah, I don't trade GBP/USD, so I'm not that great with it, but that's kind of what I'm seeing based off psychological levels and market structure and inefficiencies. So yeah.
And you would wait for it to tap it up there and then give you the confirmation, or would you just set a limit order at that 4-hour key level?
I'm deciding. It depends on my risk. I might just set a limit because it's my personal account. I might just be like, you know what? I'll put my stop loss above the high at 1.33500. Just set my limit there, and that's it. Just stop loss above the highs, and should be okay.
Yeah. And in these trades, for example, on this gold trade, do you go full risk, like 1%, or do you go like 0.5? I'm asking because since it's a smaller stop on a very extreme level, like, do you usually still go full size?
Yeah, I'm still 1% risk on this as well, pretty much, yeah.
So, and you don't take partials, right?
No.
Yeah,
No.
that is wild.
So this could easily come back and hit my break even, and then, it is what it is. But what if I closed over here, partials, and then I see price rip all the way up to here? Now I'm thinking, wow, I didn't hold on to most of my position.
Yeah.
So I can't deal with that.
Yeah, we also have PMI in 1.5 hours, so gonna be.
Oh, is that red news or is it like yellow?
It's red, yeah, in 1.5 hours.
Oh crap! Oh yeah. PMI, okay. Hopefully gold can rip up before the news, because usually sometimes before news we can get random spikes.
Is final manufacturing PMI considered red, or does funding pips base themselves off of Forex Factory? I think it's Forex Factory, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, should be fine.
This is interesting. Look at where we are rejecting. This is why I love inefficiencies. This is the last bit of inefficiency. All of this is efficient. Last bit right there. Tap it. Boom.
We even
Love
have
it.
the one at a little bit higher that was tapped into. It failed, but it just came back to a smaller one, a bigger one that was left inefficient. So at a little bit in front of like the inefficiency above the one you just marked out.
Oh, this one. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Tapped into it, reacted off of it,
yeah,
came all the
yeah,
way
yeah.
back down, made all price efficient, and then moving higher.
Yeah. But honestly, these inefficiencies, I love it. Oh, I got something to show you guys. I found out this is something I used to do years ago, and I just forgot the name of this tool. I need to go on a different chart, but this is very interesting. I don't use it, but it's just interesting to look at. So if you look at this inefficiency, right, and then there's this tool called the fixed range volume thingy, and like you can look at the orders and stuff within the inefficiency. So you see where you see zero buyers. Sorry, the blue I believe is the buyers. Yeah, yeah. So you see where we see 3, 6, and 3 times 0, 2 times 0, 5 times 0. That's basically showing that there were buy orders being filled over here, but 0 sellers in this area right here within this 1 minute candle. So you can see that. So if you were to mark out your inefficiency, like just on the orders where there were no sellers, and those orders are inefficient, so price needs to come back down to fill in those sell orders or something because there's no sellers in that area. And you can see like price just wicks into it and then we react. It's just interesting to see. But
It's
you can-
called fixed range volume profile.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, right here, fixed range volume profile.
That is interesting. I've never looked into volume profile. I've never looked into overall just order flow, like the real order flow of how many orders are being filled in the market.
Yeah, it's not something I used to look at either, but I don't know, it's just interesting because when we talk about inefficiencies, that is what inefficiency is, where you can
Yeah.
see the orders and the you know, if it's inefficient, that means there weren't sellers in a
Yeah,
specific area.
yeah, exactly.
So it's nice to just visualize it and see the numbers.
Yeah, that's the whole like thing against ICTs that he grabbed, like order flow, for example, from and people are like, that's not real order flow, or like tape reading. He used to do tape reading, which was he was literally on the 1 minute on Nasdaq just reading price, and people were like, that's not the tape. Because you have like book map and everything that just shows you the orders or volume profile on TradingView. I do think for that you need premium or at least essential. If I'm not mistaken, at least essential.
I don't know. I mean, it just looks like it's just a tool right here within. Oh, it might be an extra tool you get because of premium. I'm not sure, but
Because
I mean, it's just in the toolbar.
Or is it the? Give me a second. I know there's a type of. Yeah, you can't. I know you can't see volume footprint unless you have premium. I don't know about the rest. So, but yeah, that is interesting. Someone asked question to Kimmel: how was forex for you during the month of November? I'm not really trading forex. I'm like it's a take profit market on FX. It's been ranging for I think 4 months. It's just a take profit market. You need to take profits in the specific day that you're trading. Besides that, there's always the chance that the market just pulls back to your break even or even loss. So. But okay. Has anyone in the chat taken any trades? Let us know. Did I take any trades on Friday? No, on Friday we had a whole CME problem, so I didn't take any trades. Did any of you get affected by CME
No.
or no?
I did.
Yeah, because of gold, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have any trades during that those wicks?
I did. Yes, and I breached one of my futures accounts. But I realized after it was up like 75k in total across 5 of my futures accounts, and I blew one. But I realized afterwards when I logged in, I was like, oh crap, my copy trader wasn't on. So only one of them blew. The 4 are still in profit. So it's still
Oh my
sitting at
God.
65K profit. I was like, damn, got lucky there.
Oh my God, that is insane.
Yeah, I was so gassed that literally my copy trader wasn't on.
Yeah. I found like I just didn't trade. I had to go back home, so I just didn't trade. I was like, oh, nice. Extended weekend.
Mm.
We had Thursday, Thanksgiving, so I didn't trade. Friday, CME problem, so I didn't trade. And then the weekend. Couldn't complain that much. Rishi, have you taken any trades recently that you would want to share?
Like before the CME outrage, right? So I just took the trade.
What trade?
Um, like in Nasdaq only.
Do you want to share?
Wait, I'll just search those interests. Just give me
I take trades same as Zamco, but different strategies. Well, everything is break and retest at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You just interpret it in a different way.
Yeah.
So, or you call it a different thing. What Zamco calls inefficiencies, I call a fair value gap. What someone calls a fair value gap, someone says that hey, there's no sellers on here, so there you go. That's an inefficiency. So long gold 42.45. Are you long on gold 42.45?
I'm holding these buys.
Someone is saying, like, what do you? Oh my god! People want to see you sweat and then go. 42.45 is like just below your break even. These
Ah.
people, man. Uh, I was long, lasted 2 days. Oh no, he's long on gold. Yeah, sorry, Bob. Nice, nice. So similar to Zamco.
Long on gold from 40 to 45. Ah, okay.
Yeah,
5.6
so the
R,
last
goddamn.
can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can
So
see
the
it.
last entry that I took on Nasdaq, just give me. 96. Yeah. So yeah, so typically like I shorted in this particular candle, like this one. Yeah, I think this one. Yeah. So this is where I shorted, and I kept my stop loss above this level. So I'll just explain the reason for the entry. Okay. So the market is actually like it's quite uptrend. You can able to see the market, it went down and it felt the same support level, and then again the market started picking up. And at this point, like there is a consolidation level, and then the market, you can able to see a very good strong displacement on the high side, and it is exactly rejecting the same level. And also we are having a bearish order block, so it is exactly rejecting the same level. And after rejecting this level, you can able to see a very good downfall on the high side, and it gave you a structure shift. Okay, so after giving the structure shift, again the market, like again it went down, and then again the market started like retracing back. Yeah, so again the market started retracing back, and once it reached this level, you can able to see a strong downward candle. Again, I'm just waiting for one more downward candle, because sometimes what will happen is like after this downward candle, the market will reverse immediately on the high side. So I just waited for one more downward candle, and after this downward candle, I just sorted the market, and I targeted this liquidity. So this is my trade, and yeah. So I took in funding Tix Pro. I just copied it. Yeah,
Oh,
so this is
nice.
my trade.
Nice.
Was that your funded account?
Yeah, no, challenge.
Challenge, okay.
Yeah.
Gold's breaking up. Gold's breaking up. Come on, Goldie.
Let's go.
You're in these longs?
No.
Okay. I was about to say.
I'm just happy with people's success, man. Especially when it's on stream, it's even better.
Yeah.
Because I know that always like, yeah, fucking No trading.
All right, guys, can I leave this stream? Like I'm having flight in like 1.5 hours. So
Still holding NTP 4261 for
yeah,
Bob.
can I take it off the stream?
Yeah, go
Sam?
for it, man. No worries.
Yeah, thank you. Bye bye.
Yeah.
I'll just keep my gold chart on screen.
Okay, let's do it.
Oh, where's he gone?
Gold closed above 57.5. I see gold going to 42.73. 57.5. You see it going to what time frame is that?
1 minute.
No, I mean
Oh.
from the guy that said 57.5.
15 gold will close.
Yeah, but if we close, like if the it would be nice if we go from here, to be honest. I wouldn't want that big of a pullback. But it can pull back all the way to like 52, 54, which is the 5-minute order block.
Ah. On the 1 minute, I would think maybe that inefficiency there, which technically lines up with the 5-minute order block. But yeah, even on like the 4-hour, this is like a big 4-hour inefficiency. My 4 hours different on this. When I use this Oanda one, that 4 hours up there.
Yeah.
But the forex.com one isn't, it's like an hour difference. So it changes the whole 4-hour candle. The reason I use it, because you see these candles on forex.com, they actually like are all lined up nicely. But the moment you go into Oanda, look at them. They just like got gaps and crap.
Yeah, gaps everywhere. What about GC, gold futures?
I don't really look at that on TradingView.
If you just do GC exclamation mark, should be there. Yeah, there you go. No, if you remove exclamation mark, it should be there.
This one?
Yeah.
It's going to be delayed.
Yeah, that is 5 minutes delayed. But yeah, it's also like filled with gaps and stuff.
Yeah. I always just use the CFD chart, even for my futures accounts.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you know, like everyone just needs to understand that when you're trading futures prop firms, the price is not going to be the same. For example, on Nasdaq versus US 100 or gold versus GC, which is what you're going to have to trade. But the price action aligns perfectly. So you just ignore price and you put it at the levels that you believe that those are going to be in. And then you manage your risk based off of that, right? So just keep that in mind, everyone.
Yeah.
I was looking for a buy last night. I was waiting for gold to break 23, and I will buy to 23. But the market in the first 30 minutes before it moved out. So did you take the loss or did you take? I was looking for a buy. I will buy, but the market. Oh, you got liquidated twice. Okay. Does anyone have any questions for Zamco? Let's get some questions rolling.
I saw this interesting thing on German today. Push down, retrace to this 5 minute, continue it further. I'm interested. Did we retrace into... Oh, we didn't. Okay.
You barely just missed it, right?
Yeah, just about. Like, just about missed it. Close, but yeah, we had a 5 minute here. Very obvious one. Tapped, boom. And now, what are we rejecting to the left? Okay.
Big sweep.
30 minute there. So 30 minute there, tap that, rejecting it. Now, I don't know if we're actually going to continue up from here or if it's just a retracement to this 30 minute or something to continue down. I mean, we do have this 15 minute here as a barrier where we might sell off from. I don't know. Let's see daily. Oh, we just tapped into a daily inefficiency down there as well. And it's a new weekly candle, possibly making the bottom wick to then flip bullish.
Yeah,
up.
yeah, it looks the exact same as NQ.
Yeah,
exact same.
This might actually just continue up. Now, if it wants to do that, where would it retrace to? Probably here. All of this is efficient except for this. So I would
Yep.
expect,
And that would take out a lot of liquidity there.
yeah, all of these wicks.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, oh, 1 minute. Looks good there. Yeah, something like this roughly. That would be kind of cool to see on German. Oh, come on, gold. Yes.
Someone is asking, where do you see silver heading?
Oh, I don't trade silver. Got no clue. Let me search up XAU. Is
I
it?
think it's shag. XAG G of gold.
Wait, XAU.
Shag, like a shag in UK.
Like that?
No, with the so XAG, yeah, XAG.
Oh, XAG USD. Oh, yeah, crap. I
Yeah.
forgot about that. Yeah. Let me go on to that one. XAU. XAG. Yeah, you're right. XAU USD.
I found it so funny because, like, in the UK, shag is a pretty bad word, right? I
Yep.
think you wouldn't call a woman a shag.
No, you wouldn't. Okay, we tapped into this 1 hour, projecting it. It's kind of following silver pretty much. Sorry, following gold.
Yeah. And if you check daily chart, also looking pretty bullish. Because basically it broke out of all-time high.
Oh crap, we're at all-time highs on this.
Yeah.
Damn, man, I should have bought silver. Like actual physical silver.
I was going to buy silver at $20, and I didn't because it had like a 5% premium, and I was like, I'm not paying a 5% premium. Because to be fair, you pay a 5% premium when you buy in a 5%, and they buy it for a 5% discount. So you're already losing 10%.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. That's why I like stocks. Like, you buy it at an efficient price.
True. That's why I'm a bit wary of buying physical gold and silver, because there's always like these extra things on top that need to be paid. So it takes a while to get your money back.
Yeah. Like, and especially with myself, after seeing gold range for 5 years, do I really want to be instantly in 10% drawdown? Not really.
I get you.
Someone asking NQ. Okay, let's quickly look at NQ. I think like NQ is looking very similar to DAX. I'm gonna quickly share the screen.
Yeah, go for it.
They're both looking very, very similar. Where we have a fair value gap, inefficiency. We have that fair value gap. Market is opening up, just manipulating down. So today, I'm only going to be bullish. If the market tanks, I don't care. I'm not gonna short. Just as on Tuesday, the market was very, very bearish in the beginning of the day, but look at where it came back to. It came to this daily order block and then reacted bullish. So for me, I would say like the lowest NQ could go is probably these wicks, right? Because it's an order block if we go to the lower time frame, for sure. So let's go here. So you have a 1 hour order block right there. I don't really like these, so I'd kind of just ignore it. But we have another order block right here. It's already been tapped into. But what I would look for is like move higher. Probably not going to trade within the first hour, because within the first 30 minutes of the market, because I want to see a nice market structure shift, and then I will long. It's fine. But if it just tanks, I'm not interested in shorting. Can we go all the way down here? Yes. I think it would be pretty clean still if we go all the way down here, because you would basically be grabbing this price action. Let me quickly get this. So if you grab this price action, like this is what I would want to see. Like if we go all the way down here, I want to see the same exact price action as we see here, which is market moves very fast bearish and then very quickly reverses as you can see right here. That's why I took a 1.5R, right? So that's what I would be looking for if the market wants to go further down. But that's really it. There isn't much more on Nasdaq that we can analyze, because if you again, if I go back, we start new, like, and I just show you this price, and I ask you, is this bullish or is this bearish? I would say most of you would say that this is bullish. Do we have this fair value gap right here? Yes. But look, we also have an order block that not only was disrespected, but it was also inverted and then respected as a bullish order block. And we already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of strong bearishness fully disrespected. So here, I'm just looking for longs. Does that mean that we can go all the way down before moving higher? Yes. Just like on this specific day where we moved down 1.5% on Nasdaq, and then we moved up 2.17, right? So volatility is probably coming. It's already here. We're already down 1% on the day. Yeah, about 1% on the day. A little bit less. 0.88 from the high. We're down over 1%. So now either the market shows me the low or I don't trade. It's as simple as that. That's what I'm going to be looking for. And it's going to take 30 minutes after market open for me to look for anything. Again, just because if you look at the 1 hour for now, it's bearish. And now I don't want to trade when the 1 hour is bearish, or the 15-minute. Like the 15-minute hasn't shown any signs of moving higher so far, because we tried, but this got fully reversed. So not really that interested. But yeah, what else? We have EU just moving higher, GU moving higher. Gold, what's gold doing? Still moving higher?
Yeah, we broke the highs.
Yeah, nice. Broke that high. At what time would you cut the trade, Zamco? Because of red news.
Oh,
Or would you just let it go with the risk of going to stop loss?
Oh, I wouldn't care if it goes to stop loss. Like, I wouldn't think it would.
Yeah, it doesn't get breached if it goes to stop. It's just if it goes to take profit, then they remove your profits.
Exactly. So that's why I would remove my TP if I had to, but I don't really care about stop loss.
It's funny how there's some rules that prop firms enforce that sometimes just makes them lose more money. I remember there was one time where I was limited to 40% margin.
Oof.
And what did I start doing? Just started always risking 37% margin, and I just started making so much more money. Because I was risking less than that usually, because the leverage was good. So I just started maxing out all the because they didn't say 1%, they said 40% margin. So yes, sometimes I was risking 2%, but I didn't really care because I'm within the limits. Like, I don't care. It just made more money. So that was a good one. Bob said TP done, 160 pips on gold. Nice. What's the difference in the futures chart? It's only the price, really, basically. Zamco, you want to share your TP? I think it's at the extreme. It's a little bit further up.
It's 42802. Sorry, 4282. Well, 4280 is kind of the zone.
4280.
Yeah.
To be honest, we might see it go there now.
Yeah, it's a nice 4-hour inefficiency and an hourly inefficiency. It's a nice zone.
The market is very, very bullish right now. It's showing signs of wanting to go there.
Yeah, hopefully.
Market pulling back to the order block, and to here, like, this is just beautiful price action. There's it's very, very clean. Market moves higher.
Most of my trades in the past 2 months have just been gold buy.
Yeah. I wonder, has any prop firm told you about one-sided betting or no?
No.
No?
Because it's usually they give you like a time restraint, like within like 1 hour or 2 hours, you can't do the thing. But usually it's just one big trade in the day, and then the next day I do the same, and it's fine.
Yeah, I appreciate it when at least like you might fuck up, but the prop firms will tell you this is exactly what you have to do from now on. How can like if they just say, hey, one-sided betting, don't do that again. It's like, well, sure, but what do you mean by that? Okay,
Yeah.
just don't do this within the same hour. Okay, that's fine. I think that's good.
Yeah, that's what I don't like about some prop firms. They're very ambiguous, very vague about once they just say no one-sided betting. Well, yeah, what does that mean? Like, what's the time frame that I can't enter the same direction? You know?
Yeah. At least even with margin requirements, the thing that is the prop firm that did that to me, I was like, I don't know. How can I calculate that? Because every prop firm has different leverage. And they're like, well, we have a calculator for it. And I was like, yo, perfect. And then I just checked. So it didn't really matter. Someone is asking, do you want to, if you had to put your strategy on a napkin, Zamco, what would you say? Do you want to share screen? And
sure, let me do that.
I like to say that usually very profitable traders, they can explain their trading. They can explain trading in one napkin.
So my trading strategy in a nutshell is simply following market structure, higher highs, higher lows, waiting for a retracement until we tap into a discounted area. Then we wait for market structure to shift, and then we take the continuation to the next highs. That's it. It's just following the market structure and getting lower time frame confirmation as it aligns with the higher time frame zones to follow the overall direction of the market. That's it. That's all I'm doing. I don't like this. It's coming down to, and we did have these inefficiencies left, but still, I still don't like looking at retracements because I never know. Are they just gonna run right through it? Then,
yeah, I'm the same. That's why, for example, I love to take profits even at the extremes, just because I would rather come back tomorrow with a fresh mind and just take it than letting it pull back all the way back to break even. But usually I just take base hits. I don't really go for huge risk to reward trades. I think like my biggest risk to reward trades recently was probably like a 1 to 3.5 R maximum. So
okay.
You eat that for breakfast, so I can.
I mean, this trade alone, what we running?
Yeah, exactly.
It went up to 1 to 6, and I'm still holding.
I can't even say, well, at least I push size because you push size too. At least my usually what I say is like, yeah, but I go for low risk reward, but I put on more size, and it doesn't apply here. Because for a lot of people, for example, when they have, that's why I asked you if you put 1%, because a lot of traders, when they have smaller stops, they just go 0.5 or 0.25. I'm like, well, sure, then you're making the same when you make 10R as I do when I make 3.
Yeah, I get you.
If you don't take partials. So that's why usually that's my cope. It's like, well, at least I push size. And now you come on and you're like, I push size too, brother.
Probably more size. Nah, but look, it's just the win rate, right? A lot of people, when they say high risk to reward equals low win rate, I don't think that has to be the case. Sure, it is in a way, but overall, you can still keep a really, really good win rate. Like my strategy is like an 80% win rate, and I can get away with 1 to 5 on average. So,
but what's your trade frequency on that? Is it high?
It's like 1 or 2 trades a day.
That is insane. Because I'm a proponent of risk to reward strike rate trade frequency. You can pick 2, You cannot pick 3. Because everyone always wants like that high risk to reward strategy with a high trade frequency and a high strike rate.
Mm.
And I'm like, well, pick 2. It's like you want a high risk reward and a high trade frequency, then you're going to take more losses, and it's fine. And that's going to affect your strike rate. But yeah, I've seen you take a bunch of high risk to reward trades. Like I've been proven wrong by a lot of people, but I just like to be a proponent of it, like for sure. From what I've seen talking with so many traders. So Kimmel, you mean 40% is the limit of one position or overall day profit? Overall day profit. I think you're talking about funding ticks consistency rule, just out of the blue. But yeah, that's 40% day.
This is not
Just coming
good.
back to the extreme. It's fine.
No, I don't think it's fine.
Well, if you go to the 15-minute, now we need confirmation bias. I call this the confirmation bias. Look for all the reasons why the trade is still going to play
yeah.
as a cope. But look, we still have 7 minutes in that 15-minute candle.
Mhm.
We just tap the order block. There's an inefficiency there on the 15-minute. Like you're more so about inefficiencies. Like we haven't closed below it. I think once we close below it, that's when I would be wary. But like right now, even 5-minute order block, everything.
I'm not confident on this.
Do you move to break even or just keep it at 1%?
Oh at this moment I'm running break even, because if it's coming this low, then there's no reason to really be in the trade.
Yeah. Do the same setups work on CFDs and futures? Yes, it's the same price. It's just different. Sorry, it's the same price action. It's just different price, but everything is the same.
Yeah. So this candle moving up on CFD, on the futures chart is the same. This 1 minute candle will be moving up too.
Yeah. I can even put both side by side if I quickly share screen. Because that would explain to everyone that wants to trade futures with funding ticks or whatever prop firm. If I quickly go gold and GC on the other side. Oh yeah, there you go. Like it's literally the same price. This, by the way, is a synthetic. So forex.com, Oanda, everything, they have a synthetic price. What that means is that simply this is the real price where all the real orders are, and this is the orders of this specific broker, right? Here you can see everyone who trades futures gold on gold, they're trading this chart. Everyone that trades CFDs on gold, they're seeing the chart of the broker. So that's why, for example, forex.com and Shao USD on Oanda, when they wicked down, where was the wicks? Was it this?
Yeah, somewhere there.
Or
No,
did they? Maybe they already fixed it. Because oh, there you go. Friday, 28th of November. Sunday. Where the fuck is Friday, 28th? Look.
Yeah, there.
Like, look at it, you see such different price between this and this. Let me put the cursor at the same time. Here and crosshair. Look, this is the same price as this, and the wicks, and you can see the huge, massive difference. That's because this is synthetic price. This is done by the specific broker you're trading. While if you go on GC on gold on Friday had, if I'm not mistaken, no wicks, right? Or did it just trade through GC Friday? Was that it? Yeah, it didn't trade, basically. Look, Since it jumped, can you see this difference? So it went from Thursday to Friday. Right there. The futures chart was closed. And because the market, so Forex.com or Owanda is trying to derive price from the futures chart, but there is no futures chart right here. Look, I'm hovering. Let me put this in my crosshair in black so everyone sees this, right? I think it's pretty obvious where my cursor is right now. Let me go here, do the same. Crosshair, thick, boom. So, can you see how I'm hovering over all of these candles and they're not changing, and the crosshair is not changing on gold futures on the chart on the right? That's because futures was closed or it was just non-existent. And so the broker was trying to find out where the price was going to be. So all this closed, and then boom, this is where it starts. Right? So that's why you had all of these wicks. For anyone wondering why. This is why on Thanksgiving and everything, you on bank holidays where the stock market is closed, you don't trade. Because if you're trading on CFDs, you're going to get crushed by this. Absolutely crushed. So, like, that is the exact explanation on what happened on Friday, right? There was a problem, no price, no data, so you just get destroyed. And now I just need mine back and mine. Okay, perfect. Does that make sense, everyone? Hopefully you understood. Because the price on CFD brokers is derived by the price on futures. That's literally it. Like futures is like real price. CFDs is synthetic price. It's like trying to mirror the futures price. Anything happen on Friday? No, I didn't trade. I didn't trade on Friday. Zamco had a trade running. One of them went to stop. All of the other ones were still open. You already mentioned. Why do you like to take risks as always not moving to break even or moving stops? Zamco moved to break even, but Zamco, why do you always like to take risk as always like not moving to break even or moving stop loss?
Well, I do. Without risk, there's no reward, right?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah. I'm taking the risk for a potential big reward. Now, I could start moving my stop loss and get taken out as I'm trailing my stop loss. But instead of making $5,000, price could continue up and I could have made 25,000. So why would why not risk potentially getting break even for potentially making much more? Like, I'm probably going to get break even over here. So it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it. If it actually, you know what, I might move my stop back below the low because it's a 5-minute order block. I just noticed. Yeah, that's a 5-minute. And if that hits stop loss, then oh well.
I will say this. A lot of traders, if you did not manage your trades and you just let it go to take profit or stop loss, you would probably be way more profitable.
Yeah.
And I say this as someone that manages their stops. It's literally more profitable for you to not do anything. I say this in the community a lot, which is like, guys, I'm moving my stops aggressively. I'm for sure getting taken out. This is the least profitable thing I could do, but I want to go to the gym. That's basically it. So, and I don't like to have trades running while I'm not paying attention.
Yeah.
So, for example, right now, let's say the market absolutely impulses up from here. Zamco, if he would have managed to stop to break even, he would have taken the loss, the break even. So he would have taken 0 when he could have taken 12 if it actually goes to his final take profit. So, yeah. And I can give an example of how that has already happened. It actually happened last week. I quickly go here. So right here, this was the trade that I mentioned already on this stream. I actually managed my stops to minus 0.5, right? This was all on stream, by the way. I managed my stops to minus 0.5. And I said, I could manage my stops behind this order block. So this was when the market was all the way up here. Market was going up, and I said, I could manage my stops to here. But then I calculated, and I was like, okay. So I either have it at minus 0.5. Oops. So I either have it at minus 0.5, or I have it at minus 0.4. Does 0.1 R ever make a difference in your trading results? No. If you take an extra minus 0.1 or a minus 0 or a minus 0.1, it doesn't matter. So I left the stop loss there because of it doesn't make sense for me to manage it again. The market went all the way towards the minus 0.5, sorry, towards the minus 0.4, then reversed, was ranging, was always around that area where I would have been tagged out, and then eventually just moved up. So anyone that was left their stops fully open, they would have taken a beautiful trade, beautiful win, very little drawdown. Anyone that tried to squeeze their stops, oh, I'm going to move it to break even. Well, you were taken out and then the market went. Or reduce it to minus 0.4. I'm going to save an extra 0.1. You were taken out. Oh, I want to be aggressive here. You were taken out. Oh, we're at the extreme. I'll break even. You were taken out, right? The not managing is usually the best thing you can do. But yeah, it's to each their own, I guess. To each their own.
My stop loss was hit. And it got
Yeah, that was a bitch. Came up. Oh my god, this 1 hour then just closed like and the worst part. Oh fuck. The worst part, it might still go higher.
Yeah, I feel like it will. Obviously, I'm still holding this on my personal, so I'm not too bothered. It's still fine. But oh well.
From London, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. I'll do if you want, do you want to do analysis? Then I'll do analysis on NQ, and then we'll finish with some final remarks.
Honestly, I don't see anything on NQ, so feel free.
No, I mean overall.
Overall, on.
Let's say, okay, right now this trade was the outcome that it was. What would be the criteria for you to look for another?
Okay. Honestly, today, nothing. I wouldn't look for another entry. The reason is because price hasn't been moving as clean as it normally does. It is just going to extremes constantly.
Yep.
It's not that clean for me today. So I'm pretty much just holding my London position, hoping that it just continues up from there. But in terms of actually now finding a solid entry, I wouldn't know because it's not moving the way I want it to. So I understand price action isn't favorable at the moment. So why risk trying to enter again and again?
Okay. Do you have a limit on how many losses you would take in a day?
No.
No?
I'd pretty much just keep going until I could just get sick of it.
Until you puke, or you break the screen. Either or.
Yeah.
For futures, their minimum trade time, no. Is it? Can you explain contracts? That is not easy. I do have I have a whole video on it if you want. I have a whole video on contracts. If you look up Kimmel Trading Futures Explained, it was, let me find out. It was some time ago. Not that long ago, though. Have I released it? I think so. Yeah. Futures 101, everything you need to know. Like that has, as the title says, everything you need to know. So, yeah, let's, I'm just gonna break down NQ, and then I think we can go about our day. I think
Yeah.
gold has already moved. We already had the trade. EU range bound, GU range bound, DXY trying to find if it wants to go higher or lower. Zamco already broke down the idea of a possible short eventually, not now. And yeah, on Nasdaq, I think everything remains the same. We've already broken it down. We're at the higher time frame key level. The only thing that I'm going to be waiting for now is, do we move higher once the market opens, or do we continue moving bearish? If we move bearish, I'm not interested in entering. If we move bullish, I will be interested in entering after 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is in 1 hour's time. Okay. Yeah, that is really it. I don't think we need to talk about that much more. Gold is at the 1 hour, so there is a chance that we move higher. And that is really it. So yeah. Thank you, Zamco, for pulling up. Thank you, everyone, for being here and asking questions. And we will talk to you all next week. See you, everyone.
See you guys. Take care.
Yeah.